Welcome to the 2025 Midwest Rugby Union Championships and Women's D2 Championship. This one, South Buffalo taking on Milwaukee Scylla, and this one is going to be an absolutely fantastic match today. I'm Wendy Young, joined by Darian Lovelace. And Darian, what are we looking for from these teams today?
Just some fun rugby. I mean, just expect for the competition to really be there, I think, between both sides. But we've seen it throughout today on both fields that, I mean, teams really need a minute to kind of settle in things. So don't judge them based off of the first 15. Give them some time. But I do think that it's going to be a pretty big matchup between the two sides.
Yeah, and to get here, Scylla was 4-0 in league play and beat Fort Wayne 68-0 in the semifinals, while South Buffalo 3-1. Their only loss was to Buffalo, but they revenged that in the semifinals as they beat Buffalo 22-12 in their semifinal to get here to Lamont, Illinois, the Chicago Blaze Rugby Complex for this Women's D2 Championship. And there is South Buffalo in the green strip, and we will see Milwaukee in their black strip in just a moment as we get ready to get this Women's D2 Championship underway. One of our last matches of the day on field 2. Buffalo will get us started with the kickoff. You can see that the sun getting down in the sky as we see those long shadows cast by those players.
Hey, Shannon, you good?
And it's windy, you know? Like, it's not...
Yes, yeah.
For Floridians, it wouldn't be the best, but I know that they're probably used to it up there.
Yeah, we have seen it affect some play where it seems like the wind is going across the pitch, and it's generally going to be in South Buffalo's face for this first half, but of course it's been gusting, so sometimes it's stronger than other times. So we'll have to see if there are any adjustments in game plan as we have an initial knock-on, and you can see those ponytails being whipped about there.
Yeah, and not in the way that Willow Smith probably intended for you to whip your hair back and forth. But, I mean, just not the way that you want to start off a game there, but more than enough time to be able to rev it up some.
Yeah, put that one in the pocket and don't think about it till later, right? Little push there from Milwaukee, but South Buffalo, little 1-2 switch right off the bat, getting it to the inside center. Siciliano, nice little leg drive. Now the forwards get in on the action. Got some advantage, penalty advantage for South Buffalo.
Back, please, back.
It's a beautiful 64 degrees down there, but 13-mile-per-hour winds, and it is gusting at points, so we'll see that happen across the board, and a penalty against Milwaukee.
Oh, it looks like the forwards want to smash.
Yep, forwards are going to tap this one. A little bit of distribution, though. Now it goes to the backs. Good tackle by Milwaukee. Pull this one left, and another little knock-on. Maybe some nerves as these teams get into this Women's D2 final.
And just finding themselves in, I mean, not prime position there. We saw the receiver catch it a little bit flat-footed there. They really want to be on the forefront here and continue to go forward. One thing about Buffalo, though, that I'm really enjoying is that they are stringing together some phases and they're using a multi-layered attack.
That they are. But Scylla's first real opportunity at the ball. Pushed back just a hair on that scrum, and they're going to put the boot to it. Again, the wind is at their back, and there's the wind. It makes it so difficult for the receiver to try to get this. Look at the speed coming from Milwaukee. Are they going to be first to this ball? Did try to just bounce it off the deck to her supporter, but bounced it into touch, and it does look like South Buffalo was the last to touch that, and we'll have a Milwaukee scrum. So that Milwaukee line out, that line out worked out for them.
They ran like somebody was trying to sell them something there on the sideline. I mean, the speed right now being showed by this Milwaukee side, I mean, that is going to be a tool throughout this game.
There you can really see the wind just absolutely ripping down there, but stolen by South Buffalo. So just had died down in the match that we did before this in the Men's D2 Championship where Southside Irish took that one home, and the wind died down a bit, but now it's picked up with a fervor again. South Buffalo trying to get to the edge. but good defense
Tackle roll away, please.
by Tomaszek.
Backwards!
Pass gone behind, but no knock on is the call, so we'll continue
Here's your tackle.
with South Buffalo with the ball in hand. And, you know, getting here, the champion last year, Grand Rapids, were the winner, so we will have a new champion as Grand Rapids has moved up to D1. But Scylla, to get here, beat Fort Wayne 68-0 in the semifinals, so a big match for them. And then South Buffalo's, theirs was a little bit tighter as they got revenge on Buffalo, 22-12 to get here.
Telling you, I'm really excited for this first scrum to really free up the backs there, because they've got any speed like that with the ball, like what we just saw on that kick chase. I mean, Buffalo's going to have a really hard time containing them.
This is their chance. Nice little dummy there from the fly half. Elizabeth St. Vincent gonna just be in charge of this back line all day today. We're gonna see some wicked speed from this Milwaukee side. They're very direct in their play. Now letting the forwards get in on the action. That's Sabrina Bukovic. And a penalty. Not rolling away at the breakdown. They'll go quickly. Kolpak. A little bit of quick trickery there. The scrum half dummying, but another call, just a knock on at that breakdown, and you can see the hooker, Dominic Gordon, just giving the calm down sign to her side.
Yeah, and I mean, she's right to bring this up. I mean, here they know that the wind isn't on their side. They know that both sides are going to come and bring the competition, bring it full force here. The only thing you can control within your own team is the nerves. So they're going to have to learn to rely on each other and communicate and designate the roles, so then that way they can make the picture that they want.
South Buffalo scrum, very steady platform. Choosing to run it out again. That wind is in their face, so a good choice. And you've almost got no choices when you're backed up with the weather like it is today. Good leg drive, some power coming from that lock. Good defense from Milwaukee, driving them back. Now we'll see the exit. Good leg behind that one, and it's over the fullback's head. Misfelt's got to go back for it.
Here's your tackle, roll away, please. Advantage on sides.
Penalty advantage.
Advantage on the
South
offsides.
Buffalo offsides. Coming from super depth there is Dempsey, the captain. Now Milwaukee starting to put it together here. The phases are building. It's a nice loop and really smart to hold on to that one as the defender was coming through the line. Winger a little bit isolated.
Stay back, I'm still in advantage.
Gojewski just a little bit alone there, and so South Buffalo is able to get in there. We'll come back for that penalty, and look at the scrum half tracking him down. Engman wants to go quick.
Yeah, where is she going?
She's following that guy in orange. They'll go here quickly, try to take advantage of a sleeping South Buffalo side. Pick up a couple of meters. This is all Milwaukee here for the last couple of phases as they build. That one,
That's fine, drive through.
Heineman.
That's fine, that's clean.
Now look, South Buffalo driving over, and they've taken it away. See what they can do with it again. They're just back in their own end. Pass not quite to hand. Needs to just stay in bounds. Can't quite get the cut in. This will be a good line out position for Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I hear you about the wind. I mean, you can even see, I wouldn't consider those tumbleweeds, but you can see some leaves there in the back kind of floating down. So, I mean, the wind is definitely present, but when you're down in this end, you've got to sometimes just thwack it and really give it a boot down the field. Doing those multiple passes right there, I think with the launch that Milwaukee is really giving them, is just going to put them under a lot of pressure.
Short ball from Gordon, the hooker, to Kolpak. Quick recycle from Milwaukee, and then now great support with the forward pod running in sync. Now they'll release to the backs, and it's a skip pass out to the outside center. Tomaszek gets around one and gets it to the winger, and our first score of the match, Milwaukee Scylla, Tiana Benjamin across the line.
And I mean, it's well deserved for Scylla. They had multiple opportunities down there. Buffalo has committed about 2 to 3 penalties now, which is really getting them a lot of real estate. But the hands are working really well for them. And the glimpses of speed that we did see showed that they can always finish it here. The handling within the forwards is super fun. Spices is up it a little bit there, commits some of those defenders in. And from there, just that long pass and then being able to work it on the loop around the work rate to finish the job here. Runs a little bit like Nia Tapper there with the speed and the ball in 2 hands, but what a finish and what a good first 5 there for Milwaukee.
Very Tapper-esque for sure. Now the conversion attempt. It has been tough to come by. It's generally been better when the wind is at their back. But sometimes they can overpower it when you've got a 15-mile-per-hour wind at your back, and those flags do stay down. So no conversion, but Milwaukee up 5-0 with about 9 minutes gone in this first half.
And a pretty even split, I'd say, of possession. We saw Buffalo down here for a couple of minutes, and then we also saw Scylla turn around and then do the same thing. Right now, Buffalo, like we said, just really need to designate roles and be a little bit confident when they're getting the go forward.
Milwaukee gets this ball back right away. Would like to see South Buffalo try to get some advantage here. It starts with this defense. They've got to be able to stop this electric Scylla side. Players running at them from all angles as Sabrina Buckfitch comes on a nice outside angle. Now it's out to the backs. It's starting to look like this defense is sliced cheese. They need to try to find each other. There's another good run by the forward pack. Got a penalty against the attack.
And that speed, I think, works really well for Scylla. Unless you've got somebody who's got a lot more wheels to burn, then that disconnect is just going to lead to some real estate there. And Buffalo do a good job of getting over that ball and really holding their weight to get the not releasing penalty. If Scylla wants to play with some speed, then they're also going to have to play with support as well.
So South Buffalo, an opportunity for them with a line out. Just gonna go middle pod with it, but nicely off the top. The fly half just trying to get something going, but that pass after the loop, not to hand, and so we'll have a scrum and Milwaukee will take over.
And just looking like, you know, running a little bit sideways there, getting really excited about the space to come, but you've got to do it with ball in hand, just taking the eyes off of it for 1 second and running in the wrong direction. I mean, with the wind, with the players, with the nerves, everything has to be done with intention. It just looks like they're going to have to really work through the kinks here to progress throughout the match.
Hold that.
Nice pick from the base. Dentissi, the captain, doesn't get too many meters, so again, defense can be strong. It's a green wall in some cases, but now little kick through, and what a gather. That is absolutely spectacular. What a try from Milwaukee, and that's a statement.
I mean, I feel like I blinked and then she was already down in the try zone. I mean, there was no hesitation there to recognize that Buffalo weren't coming across. They weren't respecting the fact that there is a boot to be had there in Tomaszek, and just being able to recognize it. We see the hard launch come up from Buffalo. It's smart to go ahead and go in behind because the wing is in the line. Fullback is just kind of a little bit slow to come across there. And I mean, that's just individual brave effort there to get that support, to keep running and to finish the job there. I mean, well deserved for another 5, and it looks like she's going to try and convert her own 5.
Yeah, really great job for Claire, 30 years of age, out of Pulaski, Wisconsin. Just absolute skill, and that's one that you do on the training ground over and over, and you love it when you can execute it in a match.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that she's 30 and I'm sitting here talking about it, I mean, now I feel old even though we're the same exact age. She made that look so easy.
And that's a gorgeous conversion as well. So Milwaukee's going to go up 12-0 in this match already.
And we talked about how they were kind of splitting some possession here, but honestly, I've got to say that Scylla is really starving them of possession. If they can even use the kick a little bit more there, it really won't allow Buffalo a lot of opportunities.
Definitely starving them of the ball. Some good work there. They turned this over. Got the penalty. Off the feet is the call. Tap for South Buffalo. It's the same play we've seen, so nothing really different there. And there's the defense meeting them. They didn't make much ground. They would have liked to have more, I bet. Pitley Angus at the scrum half position today. Also the captain. Get this team as organized as she can. She offloads it to Halliday, the fly half. Another penalty against Milwaukee, finding themselves in a bit of trouble.
Ooh, but they just get another chance. Looks like they got caught with an offsides penalty. Scylla did, so now Buffalo get another chance.
Going for the same play again. We'd like to see some variance in what they're doing there.
Use that, please.
Messy ball, it's loose. It'll be picked up by Milwaukee, but first the penalty, so that's 3 in a row for this Scylla side.
Getting a little close there, Wendy. Three is pushing it. A fourth one, and somebody's gonna get a talking to.
Yeah, they're gonna get a little slap on the back of the hand that they're not gonna like. It's a good carry by the lock, Palmerton. Now the backs get in on the action. Support looking really good for South Buffalo. Need some go forward though. They're just getting caught at this gain line.
Back, please.
Their counter ruck attempt just makes it a little bit slower. But South Buffalo maintains possession. That's B. Hicks. Bouncing ball, it's gone forward. It's a scrum advantage to Milwaukee.
Tackle roll, please. Scrum advantage.
Nice carry by the prop. Milwaukee, their distribution is just a hair quicker than Buffalo's. I think that's one difference we're seeing here as we'll come back for that scrum.
Also, I think too, Buffalo, one thing that they're not doing too well is the work on the ground. I mean, now we've seen multiple handling errors happen whenever they're being brought to ground after the tackle. It's like you did all of the hard work. All you have to do is just keep hands on the ball there. Them taking their hands off the ball when they're on the ground just leads to really messy ball. And one thing that Scylla is doing very well is they're recognizing the vulnerabilities around the breakdown and contesting at ruck time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All that work to just have it taken away from them. Scylla's going to use that wind at their back again, and it's a big one. They're going to get a bounce to it as well, so South Buffalo having to track back. This one not going to quite go all the way, so going to have to run across the face of the field. An interesting choice as her tracking back players have to come all the way. And look at this work by Scylla. Yeah, hands in, easy call for the referee there, and Milwaukee's going to want to go quickly. Usually have to go from that 5-meter line. So maybe a hair in front of the mark, but pounding it over the line. Milwaukee Scylla gets it done for their third try of this match.
And I mean, they really didn't need anybody to do them any favors on that one. Multiple times, I mean, the boot is working really well for them, but so is the speed and the chase. And that's really what set them up for success here. We see the penalty, hands in at ruck time. Might have been a little bit in front, but referee says play on here. And then it's just a good spot at the pick and go. Even on the left-hand side, they had the overload and could have handsed it out. But I think Buffalo got a little nervous around that time, didn't respect the interior defense, and then Scylla did a brilliant job of taking advantage of it.
Another just chip shot right in front of the post, and it's over for Scylla, racking up the points in the first quarter of this match in this women's D2 final. South Buffalo's had some sparks, but need to see a bit more from them.
Just a little bit more physicality and just better decision making when it comes to support at the breakdown. And then also, I mean, just the interior defense here in the fold. Right now, even looking at the post, I mean, Buffalo right now look a little bit defeated, and they need somebody who's going to like light a match and really set this team on fire.
Milwaukee back with it, already almost to that 50-meter line, just eating up the meters with every carry. Another good half break there from the women in the black jersey today. Fullback just slicing through. Hensel is the vice captain of this side. And another penalty. This also isn't helping South Buffalo.
I mean, if you think about penalties and meters made, right? If they've given about, let's say 7 penalties, you've given about 70 meters now to a team alone. And that's if they don't go to boot and boot it down, which it looks like Scylla's going to do, and for good reason here. Penalties equal meters. It looks like this kick might not find touch, and Wendy, that's a costly error if it just rolled out the back.
Yeah.
You want 22? 22.
Law check. Should have a choice for up, scrum up on that one. 22 is the call.
Buffalo's not going to take that. Interesting tactic.
This puts the ball back in Milwaukee's possession. They have charged it down, so South Buffalo's going to have to work backwards. They've lost about 10 more meters. Now they've got penalty advantage in their favor as well. Trying to run this out. Now comes the kick, and there's that wind where it's really difficult, but they'll get this penalty. We'll have to see. They'll have some choices here. Yeah, they're going to tap and go. Try and catch Milwaukee a little bit unawares. It's a good carry, some good leg drive. A bit of a low pass, but just bounces right into the hands. Penalty advantage again, so now Milwaukee's in trouble with the discipline.
You know, I would raise you and say that a lot of people are in trouble with referee. I mean, penalty after penalty here, not just from Scylla side, which I think right now they're the ones that referees really paying mind to, but Buffalo as well. I mean, the discipline for both sides hasn't necessarily been the best, so they're going to have to increase those standards of play.
And that kick didn't make it to touch, so Milwaukee has taken over with Gordon. Big carry, but another massive tackle coming in, and now more penalties just raining down on us.
Shannon, please. Hey, Shannon. So I got 3 breakdowns in a row. Every single one of them, right, you're trying to drive over. You're talking. All right. Okay, time's on, folks. We're here on the penalty.
Pretty matter of fact there. Stop it or you're going to go somewhere, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, he said what he said. You don't have to second guess what happened there. And I mean, it's for good reason too, right? 20 minutes on, we've had multiple penalties from both sides. Like I said, right now, as Scylla's on the defense, I think that they're under a little bit more scrutiny from referee. But I mean, both sides in general need to clean up the breakdown infractions. Like I said, it's just getting more meters for the opposition.
Let's see what South Buffalo can do with it, and that one not straight is the call. That's a tough one when they've got some opportunity in front of them and can't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's frustrating whenever you don't have the ball in hand. I mean, the only way that we score is to be able to find ways to get the ball over the line here, and just time and time again, right now Buffalo aren't able to build the momentum and just haven't been able to find a groove for the whole team.
Yeah, definitely struggling with that groove. Nice steady platform to work from. Pass not quite where it was intended to go, but cleaned up well by Milwaukee. Penalty advantage for dangerous tackle. Now becomes a penalty. Gonna go quickly, looking for support. Finds it in the lock. Jewel has it. Now the try scorer, Tomaszek, getting through. That's wonderful work. And look at the footwork here. Gonna be able to just get across this line. And that's double trouble for Claire Tomaszek.
I'm just trying to figure out what all it entails for her to be this athletic. I mean, right from the jump, first thing that we saw from her, her first touch, she does a chip kick over there, fields it herself and sprints. And then from here, right, we've got this breakdown coming in off of a penalty committed by Buffalo. From there, Scylla, they do a good job of regrouping. And I mean, she's there consistently, recognizes that the launch might be a little bit too much there, decides to really be confident, stick it to the line. And then that cut off of the left foot, recognizing that all of the Buffalo players are on the left-hand side. She wants to go to space, and so she does it. And then with the burners to be able to finish it that way, I mean, incredible stuff. And now she's got the ability to convert her own try like it's nothing. I'm a little bit jealous, I think, of Tomaszek right now, only because we're the same age and she's smashing it.
Girl crush.
Period.
Conversion goes up and over the post as well, so it's all Milwaukee in this first half. South Buffalo struggling to find their footing.
And right now, Scylla has a lot of difference makers on their team right now. I think a lot of people that are trying to push the pace, that want to get over the line, that are ball hungry. We haven't seen too many standouts come out of Buffalo. And I don't know if it's a matter of fear against a tough side, or if it's simply because they just haven't been able to find a rhythm. And the longer they wait to find that confidence, I think the more points Scylla is going to rack up.
Yeah, the bigger the hole's going to be that they've got to dig out of, right? We know they can do it. We've seen them be gritty this season.
Tackle, release.
They're just making it a bit harder on themselves. And like you said, Darian, we need somebody with a spark here for this South Buffalo side.
Tackle, release.
But Milwaukee's back with it. South Buffalo steals this one and gets the penalty, so it can grow from here. They'll go quickly. Pitley Angus, the captain, just getting it going. Nice, that's a bump there. This is what you can build from. South Buffalo inside Milwaukee's territory. Another good carry, good leg drive. We're starting to see the power as this fourth try woken them up.
You know, maybe a little bit. We did see some revival that came in from Buffalo, but it's like you asked to build the house, build the try. They've got the cement, they've got the foundation for it, they've got all of the tools. It's just a matter of making those work. And right now, if you see even players that are off of the ball, they really look disorganized and not in a set space. It makes things super chaotic. So, I mean, 15 minutes left to go. They've got a long time before they can have some hard conversations at halftime.
Scylla going to just keep driving in these kicks. This time, fullback is back enough to cover this one. Dispenza, just 22 years out of age, out of Buffalo, New York. Look at this. There's a spark we've been asking for it, Darian. Gets him across the 50-meter line. What a run that was from the fullback, Gabriela Dispenza, and now South Buffalo putting it together. Gets it out to the inside center. Another bruising run. Oh, that hand in there, that's risky business. Trouble, zip in the pocket. Yep.
Oh, my girl. She's got to go ahead and have a seat now, Wendy. And you know what? I think I might have just changed. Yeah, I might have just changed now just based off the fact that she's out for 10. I mean, getting into the passing lane. Sorry, no hard feelings here. Getting into the passing lane, I mean, just is not doing them any favors there. Even if she would have gotten the ball off, I think that they would have easily been able to contain it. It's just not thinking it through all the way. And especially, I mean, anytime that you're going for a ball at this point, you better have two hands out. And I mean, just having the one out, it's an intentional knock on. I mean, it's a fair call.
Yeah, it's an easy call to make, right? So now South Buffalo, one player advantage for 10 minutes, and this is the time when they need to score. They need to use this power play if they can to try to get some points on the board. Backwards the call. So they're still alive, South Buffalo. This is looking better from them. Lanau, the vice captain, stepping around a few defenders. Starting to see a couple of players stamping their name on this game. Siciliano, that's the inside center. She started to kind of pick it up a bit here. Now the forward's getting in on the action. This is much better from South Buffalo. It's quicker ball distribution as well. That's beautiful work from the lock and a great pickup out to the outside. It's to the wing, it's to Hale. She's a bit isolated and gets chopped down. Nice pick from the base to keep it alive, the scrum half.
Drive through, yep, you're fine.
This is like a totally different side, this South Buffalo side that we're seeing now. Oh, that's a really tough call.
And I think one reason why they're really trying to push the pace here is because they know that right now Scylla is a man down. I mean, Tomaszek literally just scored off of that, scored, and then had to turn around and take a seat. So I think they're trying to milk it and really bring up the physicality. But I mean, for me, it shouldn't have taken a yellow card for them to find their determination and their grit, right? Should have been there the whole time. They've got a lot of work to do now. 26-0, they don't have any points to the name now. And players, like you just said, like Siciliano is, I mean, showing up, but she can't do it by herself. Those players need to buy into what she's doing there and bring the physicality, and they are starting to heat up.
They'll go short on the line out. Milwaukee. And then they're just right back to it. Definitely have a formula that they're following today. How will they adjust with that yellow card? Being one of their main playmakers and a kicker to boot. Gonna try to go to the outside. It's a great step for Tiana Benjamin, try scorer. She's still going on her feet. She's offloaded to the fullback. That's Hensel with the drive, and now it's a maul.
Use it once.
See if South Buffalo, they're getting in there. Look at them. That's some good work. They're going to turn that one over.
And exactly, I was just fixing to say, everybody who's right now South Buffalo better be clapping it up, because at that moment right there, I mean, it really speaks volumes when a player goes in and they get some leg drive on you and you're able to just bring in the cavalry and stand them straight up and stop them in their tracks there, right? That's a statement to Scylla and what Buffalo needs a lot more of. They need those moments. It's imperative now because they need some points on the board, especially with a key player like Tomaszek in the bin.
Yeah, definitely the recognition of South Buffalo, high rugby IQ. They saw it right away. We can get everybody in here. We can stop them and take this ball away from them.
Backwards.
Pass just not quite to hand. This has been a problem for South Buffalo. We've seen it before where they make a great play and then they get away. But look at this one. This one's got some potential. That's wonderful work by the fullback. Still going. Just needs to beat her opposite, but gets across the line first. Gabriela Dispenza gets her name on the score sheet with a brilliant score.
Oh, Dispenza, welcome to the chat. It's about time. And after multiple attempts now, we've seen her with ball in hand a few times, and she's been able to get some line breaks, and she's got the speed to burn here. But honestly, Dispenza, you and I both know that shouldn't have happened, right? She gets the ball here and then elects to go left, right back into the heart of the forwards where they're all waiting. But the speed is what kills here. The forwards can't drop the body height quick enough there to contend with it. And then just being able to use the fend, use the power to get over the line. She really put it on her shoulders and said that she'll do it herself there. I mean, that's what Buffalo needed. They needed somebody to spark a match, and she did just that.
Wonderful work. Just an individual effort, and tough one for Milwaukee to give that one up, as you said, not able to get their body height down and make accurate tackles there. But the first maybe chink kind of in the armor that we've seen in this Milwaukee side.
30.
Conversion attempt will be a tough one from deep in the corner. Oh, that's a great strike, but it's not going to quite have the leg for it.
I mean, just sticking out the arms, you're not going to stop Dispenza there. The forwards, I mean, attempted, I guess, to try and make the tackle on her. But, I mean, they need that speed right now. And especially seeing as how Dispenza right now looks extremely confident, you'd think that right now, I mean, your 10, your 12 are going to work like Halliday and Siciliano. They're going to look now to get the ball into her hands a little bit more. So that she can really do those things well and hopefully connect with those outside wingers too, utilize them and hopefully get some more points.
Buffalo taking advantage of that yellow card, and now a little bit of a knock-on, so a small letdown, but Scylla going to have a little bit more time on this yellow card, about 4 minutes left, but they'll have the advantage.
I mean, and it's just, even looking at it right now, Buffalo have so many meters left to gain from the stance that they're in right now. They've really got to make sure to starve Scylla of possession, which I think is going to be extremely hard, seeing as how where they're at on the pitch.
Gonna go out to the backs on this left side. They've got a little bit of space to the edge. Now need some cover tackles to come in. The offload, oh, that's fantastic. Gonna get them in a little bit farther for the kick. So the winger's going to get the credit on the board for that one. But wow, we're just seeing some absolute skill from this Scylla side.
And even though Gajewski is going to be the one to take that one, it was all set up by Hensel here, right? Hensel rounds the corner, backs her speed, gets dangerously close to the sideline with about 3 defenders there, but nobody marks the wing. And from there, she knows that nobody's going to be keeping an eye on her. She trusts that Hensel's going to go ahead and finish that pass. And then literally all she has to do is just swerve to the right and dot it through. But that was because of the support line and the speed yet again that Scylla just continues to show.
Kayla Hensel, the vice captain, with the conversion attempt. Looking like that one sailed wide, but they've padded that scoreline a bit more, taking away that Buffalo try.
And it hurts almost if you're Buffalo. You just finally got over the line, just got the first 5 on the board. You see that little glimmer, that light of hope. And from there, Scylla, I mean, they just black out the curtains again and really continue to just press on and press forward. It looks like I don't see our number 13 back on here, so they're not back to full strength. But the fact that they scored with a yellow card, I mean, speaks volumes about what they're capable of.
It does, and South Buffalo's gonna have just a little bit more time. Penalty here, ball carrier not releasing. And they wanna get on with it, no surprise, as B. Hicks gets ready to truck, but what a tackle that is coming in. South Buffalo, though, will keep it going to that right direction. Dispenza, the fullback, keeps it going. But look at this good defense by Milwaukee, just shutting down any opportunity for South Buffalo. Nice direct there by the lock, Emily Palmerton, 32 years out of Buffalo, New York.
Tackle, get out, Black. No hands, Black.
This is better from South Buffalo, a little building of the phases. There's another break in the line. Scylla really struggling without Tomaszek in the line, but now another penalty, so it goes to Milwaukee. They're off to the races immediately. Use that weak channel side of the pitch. Forward pass, so South Buffalo takes over. 35th minute of this match. We've only got about 5 minutes to go and have to wonder when that yellow card's coming back in.
You've got to wonder, and I think that he might have just waved her back on, question mark. Stay tuned. But right now, I think too, with where Buffalo is at, I mean, you've got to get some points on the board here. And now forwards, I think, are starting to own the ball a little bit more, but with that comes, I mean, great responsibility for the supporters to really make sure they break to ball here. Scylla just get caught with a taste of their own medicine.
What a real chance here for South Buffalo. A little bit of a push from Milwaukee. 1-2 switch, it's been doing well for them today. Penalty, so excuse me, scrum. So a little bit of a knock on there, and here comes that outside center, the try scorer, the double try scorer back on the pitch, so full strength for Milwaukee.
That was obstruction, but we were at advantage. So we'll go to the scrum. Folks, I got about 3 minutes left and a half.
Just unfortunate there for South Buffalo. When you think that they're starting to get something going, I mean, they just get stopped dead in their tracks here, and that just seems to be the story.
It does, and it's just so tough to get that momentum on your side, and then it's taken away. It's really hard to keep rallying there. They've got to find a way. They will have that 10-minute halftime in just a few minutes, and maybe they can tweak a few things and try to tighten things up. That halftime coach chat with Aaron Risto is going to be really important for this South Buffalo side. Milwaukee with it. Dominated possession, and in most cases have dominated territory as well. They've got that wind at their back for a few more minutes. Let's see what they choose to do with it here.
Oh, that was unfortunate there. After it looked like that was Holiday that started off that beautiful counter ruck there, and then from there, I think that it was it might have been Siciliano that got caught with the diving over penalty. The counter ruck initially was good, but then just unable to hold the weight there. And then during these times, especially whenever you want possession, I mean, everything has to be done with intention, and you have to make sure that you get the result that you want there. Yet again, we see that Scylla's just going to get some more real estate, boot the ball down, and I mean, hopefully at this point, just milk the time for Buffalo's sake.
Nice contention from South Buffalo, and they steal that line out. Just under 3 minutes to go in this first half.
No hands, Black, no hands.
Trying to counter ruck is Milwaukee.
Under the advantage.
Penalty advantage for South Buffalo. Gotten 5 points on the board, but it took them almost 32 minutes to do it, and they need more points. It's really nice using that small 5-meter channel, but into touch will come back for the penalty though.
I mean, you can just see how many meters they kind of went sideways rather than going forward off of that advantage. So again, the go forward needs to be on for South Buffalo. How do they get the go forward that they want?
That's better from the inside center.
Use it, please.
Quick use it call. Alicia Giles picks it up from the base. There's B. Hicks. Gets a couple of good meters, and it's just an ankle tap that takes her down. Quicker ball from South Buffalo. This is looking better from them. This has some serious potential.
Tackle,
Good
release.
leg drive again.
14, get out.
Inside the 22-meter line now. They've got penalty advantage. Here comes the whistle. They'll go quickly, the scrum half. Pitley Angus, the captain as well. Gets him within 10 meters. Now the outside center. Lenow, the vice captain. Forward pod, look at them all there, just chomping at the bit. This is how they scored just a bit ago. Buffalo needing another score now before the half. Still going, building those phases. There's the try for South Buffalo. That's exactly what they needed, and look what it means.
I mean, for good reason, right? 10-31. It took them about 40 minutes to get 2 tries on the board there because of Scylla's, I mean, impeccable defense there, but they're starting to find the holes now, right? The dam is slowly starting to break here for this Scylla defense here, and for good reason. From this jump, I mean, we saw backs kind of pick and go. I was a little bit nervous when they took it over there, but from then, the forwards really came in and they got the work done here. You see, it's just very chaotic, very messy. People aren't set at that interior defense. It looks like that might even be Hensel, the number 15 for Scylla, that misses that tackle. I mean, if you're a forward and you see a back there, especially whenever it's at pick and go time, you've got to own that. You've got to go ahead and stick it to them. They just simply don't there in Buffalo, make them pay heavily. And I mean, this conversion does mean a lot. Points for Buffalo right now matter.
Yeah, they're going to need everything they can pick up to try to close this deficit. 31 points for Scylla and just 2 tries for South Buffalo so far. It's a little bit better angle this time. Flags are up, and that's what South Buffalo needs to see if they can build from it. It is halftime of this match, and what a game it's been. Milwaukee Scylla's had their foot on the gas for the whole 40 minutes, and South Buffalo's just had to scrape at everything they could. We will be back for that second half in a bit. Stick with us here in Chicago Blaze in Lamont, Illinois.
Growing up in Mississippi, my prayer was, for as long as I can remember, God, use me. Use me, use this life. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that there is a vision for my life that is greater than my imagination can hold. Use me, use me. What would you have me to do? And that dream, that desire, that prayer brought me somehow to television.
And she's gonna learn that this life will hit you hard in the face, wait for you to get back up just so it can kick you in the stomach. But getting the wind knocked out of you is the only way to remind your lungs how much they like the taste of air.
If we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams and opportunities worthy of their promise, if we want to give them that sense of limitless possibility, that belief that here in America, there is always something better out there if you're willing to work for it, then we must work like never before.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
Movements for peace when all seems lost. Together, I do believe it is part of the American mission to ensure that people everywhere, women and men alike, finally have the opportunity to live up to their own God-given potential.
It's huge. There's limitations. There's been greater limitations before my involvement, which has stopped some athletes from being able to chase their dreams and having to go and fulfill a 9-to-5 job just to live, really.
So in life, you know, there are moments when you stop and ask yourself, how did I get here? Like, why am I standing here?
Is this sun just destroying anyone else?
Welcome back to the 2025 Midwest Rugby Union Championships in Lamont, Illinois. We are heading into our second half of this women's D2 championship match between Milwaukee Scylla and South Buffalo. Milwaukee Scylla has just been on fire this entire match, but South Buffalo getting 2 tries, one at the end of the half there, Darian. So what are we going to see in this second half?
Hopefully some more Buffalo tries, because I think that Scylla also wants a match against them, and this is the competition that they're looking for. The last 20 minutes for all of us, I mean, that was the Buffalo that we've been looking for here. And I just think that based off of the halftime conversation, hopefully they found some go-go juice and they're ready to kind of band together and really stick it to Scylla. They've got a lot of work to do the next 40 minutes, and Scylla, we've got to talk about the speed that they had throughout that first 40. I mean, the kicks, everything that they did. I don't think that they'll be able to use that kicking game though for this toolbox, only because the wind has really played a factor in this matchup.
Yeah, it could be the difference maker. We've seen definitely some difference makers on the South Buffalo side. Gabriella Dispenza has been phenomenal for the South Buffalo side, but the win, maybe they can use it to their advantage. Milwaukee, though, getting this penalty. We have seen it's been a heavy penalty game for both sides with 1 yellow card, but only for a knockdown. I haven't seen any other kind of repeated infringements, upgrades, if you will. Wondering where we might see some of that if the teams can't clean up their discipline as well. Milwaukee with it. Just seeing them get right back to what they've been doing this entire match. Already 4 tries for them on the board. They have just looked like a championship side. Now getting inside the 22-meter line. That's a big run there by Bukvich. Getting him inside. Now they're threatening again. Here's the hooker blazing through Dominic Gordon. They are already getting into that red zone. Now the double try score. She did get a yellow card in that first half. Claire Tomaszek, excuse me, has been just a playmaker for her side.
Release, no hands.
The resilience for South Buffalo, really good though, getting those last couple of tries in that first half. But Buffalo gonna have to hold strong to try to keep this strong Milwaukee side out.
That's fine.
Big push there, a little counter ruck attempt coming from South Buffalo. Nice little inside dish, opening up the path.
Tackle release, no
For
hands.
Sabrina Buckfitch. They're just a couple of meters out now, Milwaukee. Here comes the 8. Good pace and distance. And there's the try. The first one of the first half. Shannon Dentisi, the captain, getting it on the board so quickly for Milwaukee.
I was really starting to get nervous for Buffalo when you saw just the lack of respect for the space around the interior here and sending in a bunch of people. I mean, they have 4 people alone in that ruck. And then from here, I mean, they just don't have the people to cover it. And Scylla, I mean, they just keep on packing on the people here. They've got options on both sides here. And I mean, they've got to sit back and wait. And Buffalo, when they have to do that, I mean, it just seems like there's no answer for it. You can just kind of see the hands on hips and stuff here. I really hope that it's not a repeat story of the first half for Buffalo.
Yeah, it could be a long 40 minutes for South Buffalo if they're not able to answer the bell for this talented side. Tomaszek will look to take over the conversion duties. And even with the wind in her face, slides another one through.
I do love the way that the forwards really do band together. And I mean, everybody is a possibility whenever it comes to being a ball carrier. We see some really good dynamic play that comes in between the 8-man and the prop there. And then from there, just making yourself available again was Dentisi. And then just, I mean, having the backing to be able to get it over the line there. It's hard to really see the grounding from this angle, but I trust it.
I did have some questions. Darian, take us through some of these replays that we've seen throughout the match.
I mean, a lot of it's going to be Scylla. We saw Scylla time and time again score in that first half. I mean, really using the speed that they're well known for. This, to me, was one of the plays of the match alone. I know that we have a lot more rugby to play, but I'm biased. The girl crush, Tomaszek, really was able to kind of get that chip kick. And I think this was the moment that really busted it wide open for Scylla, right? We saw them continuously chip away. Their defense was, I mean, just monstrous against Buffalo. And Buffalo, for me, just haven't been able to compete with Scylla. The speed that they have, the precision that they have, the passes that they've been able to do. I mean, they just really haven't given Buffalo any chances and haven't allowed for any mistakes.
We're back to the action here on our score 38-12, 44th minute of this match. South Buffalo inside Milwaukee's 22. Haven't seen them down here in this second half yet. They've got quite the hole to be digging out of. Did have an early yellow card for Scylla that South Buffalo was able to take advantage of. Backwards the call from the referee, keeping South Buffalo's attack alive. This is better direct running from South Buffalo at times. They've been running across the pitch and not as straightforward as they could. But Milwaukee's defense has also been very strong and able to hold out South Buffalo when they do have the ball in hand. Getting a bit closer now, about 15 meters out. Scrum half looking to distribute. Hitley Angus has been really good for this South Buffalo side. Now they're getting even closer. About 7 meters out is South Buffalo. Forwards need to get it done here. They need to get it as close as they can, and Buffalo's got to just get any points they can on the board to try to close this big deficit. And there's one sneaking through. That's another one for South Buffalo, and they can try to begin this comeback.
Start letting the mud roll down and then let it slide at this point, right? Buffalo really needed that moment, and it's crucial for them here. 17-38. We're about half scoreline, I would say. I'm no mathematician, but I mean, Buffalo really taking the time now to be patient and build the phases. They're reloading a lot quicker, which this is the start of the second half, so we'll see how that carries on. But having the reload, being able to work and get it back, make it so that your defenders have to ask questions. The slow is a little bit fold coming in from Scylla. They do have everybody marked here, but what they do is they just sit back for a second. That disconnect instantly leads to just a skosh of a gap there, and it opens up the waterways for Buffalo here. And I mean, they are finally starting to climb back up that mountain.
Yeah, and Anna Pitalingas will try to convert her own try that she just scored there, but doesn't quite get the conversion on. But anything they can do to try to slow this Scylla side down, and scoring is one way to do that. See if they can have the comeback. This would be massive if they were able to mount this comeback.
I mean, it's been done before, but it is an extremely heavy, brave, and tough effort to be able to come from a deficit.
Yeah, it's 3 converted tries at this point, so the difference is 21 points. There's plenty of time on the clock, but they've just got to find a way to put a cork in this Milwaukee side and get points on the board as well. They've had a really resilient season. Again, they were 3-1 in league play. Their only loss was to Buffalo in the regular season, and then they beat Buffalo 22-12 to rob them of a semifinal spot, and that's how they got here. So they can do it. We know they can. Just need to have some of that belief in themselves as well. They've gotten the restart. As Darian said, we are starting to see them reload a bit quicker. So that may have been something they chatted about at halftime, was got to just get this going. Slow ball allows the defense to get set up. Now they're across that 50-meter line, so they're officially into Milwaukee territory. They do have the wind at their back, but we haven't seen them use kicking as a tactic too much in this match. Instead, just relying on that ball in hand. We saw Milwaukee definitely taking advantage of the kicking. Another backwards call from our match official. I think forwards here taking a bit more ownership when they've got ball in hand, and early on in the game we saw lots of little mishandles and dropped balls from the South Buffalo side. Seem to have cleaned that up. Missed knock-on possibly there from Milwaukee. We're going to come back for a penalty against South Buffalo, playing the man without the ball.
There was a lot, I think, to unpack there for both sides, but you are starting to see Buffalo, I mean, their work rate is starting to drop a little bit, which is a little bit concerning for me because, I mean, Scylla just look really fit and physical.
Tackle release, no hands, thank you.
Milwaukee right back to it. There's Dominique Gordon, who's had just a stellar match. She's been all over the place, along with Melanie Heineman, who scored a try in that first half. Inside center looking to go out. That's Lauren Schleal, but no one out there on her shoulder, so keeps it. That's a good pushback from South Buffalo.
It's backwards!
Loose ball on the pitch. Who comes up with it? Off the feet is the call from the official.
It's kind of a little bit unfortunate there. I mean, I thought that the ball was kind of open and available. I didn't see a ruck formed, so to say that she was, I don't necessarily agree with the call, but here we are up here just talking.
There.
Milwaukee takes over. Our score here, 36-17. Just gone, our production booth's gone and just checked some of those conversions to make sure we've got it correct. Just a really strong showing from Milwaukee so far in this championship match. 30 minutes to go. There's plenty of time for South Buffalo, but points have just been so hard for them to come by. And Milwaukee's just had so much possession and territory. Don't even know right now that the wind is in their face. Can't even tell that it's a factor for them. There's the try scorer. She scored twice already. Tomeshek has been just stellar for this side. There's another one, the hooker, Dominic Gordon, bouncing around. Defenders so hard to take down, so much power in those legs. And look how close Milwaukee is again. Threatening one more time, and the 8 gets over again. Then Tissy gets her second for Milwaukee.
Oh, and it's looking pretty disappointing here for Buffalo, as I just, at the beginning of the half, I mean, they came out with a lot of gusto, really did their jobs well, and then they got points on the board here, but the fold right now on the interior defense, and then just the work rate coming in from the forwards just isn't necessarily there. I think that's Scylla. I mean, we saw right there, Buckfitch, the number 3, get a really good line break off of there. Gordon and Kolpak, both of the front row players, are making themselves available. They're connecting well. And I mean, they just don't stop. They're quick to get off of the ground. They're quick to work hard here, and they're quick to give the 9 options off of both sides here. And I mean, it's just so good at finding those spaces is the number 8 whenever, you know, she recognizes that South Buffalo is just slow to get back.
They are. You know, next stage for these teams, or for the winner of this match, will be the Northern Super Regionals, which will be in the spring, since Midwest plays a full fall season. They've been playing since August. They will have a bit of a break. They can participate in All-Stars. The Midwest will be coming down to the Mary Graham All-Stars in Texas the first weekend of December. And they also have a cup season that they tend to participate in, these teams, to keep them in top shape. And then, of course, the eventual winner of that, with all the teams from that northern region, will go on to the Club National Championships as well later in May. So we've got a ton of rugby coming up for you on this next coming year in 2026. It's going to be really exciting.
I mean, the Midwest to me right now are absolutely dominating when it's come to like club growth and professional growth and all of that other stuff as well.
Yeah, putting some really good sides together. Milwaukee with it. Another little knock on, so this will be a scrum to South Buffalo. Good spot for them, just inside their own territory, and now starting to see some replacements come on, and can that be the difference for these sides?
Yeah, Buffalo right now, they do need to roll on some subs here. They need people that are going to come in and really bring the team up, as well as just offer some energy. Right now, we're starting to see Buffalo get into that lull again. They've got to find ways to break themselves out of it. And I mean, sometimes all it takes is a finisher that's like all hyped up on Mountain Dew to really come in and stick it to the team. And that's what they need.
Come on. Big step. Bind. Don't go.
I can't reach anything.
Well, that's your job.
I'm trying to grab the shirt.
That's your job, right? Ready.
That's your job.
You heard it. Do your job. That's it. Find the bind.
Get off my pitch.
Look at the 9s laughing like they have any idea what that meant.
Oh, come on, Darian. I was stood there. I knew sometimes what was happening.
What do you mean bind? Grab onto what? Find the shirt. I don't know, man. Pull her hair. We all have our respective roles for a reason.
It's true. Mine was just yapping.
Same. Makes sense why we're up here now.
Yeah, right? Why do we have these jobs? Oh my, lifting in the scrum there. That one a bit unsafe, but South Buffalo pull it out the back. Look at this Milwaukee defense just shutting them down. Now finding a bit of a seam. Was the fullback at South Buffalo. Getting some ball time. It's a little bit more in this second half, but really need to just make sure every opportunity counts. And there's one, a step off the right foot. That's some power. Possible forward pass there. We'll play on. What a big break by the 8. That's Giles out of Buffalo, New York, for South Buffalo, getting him into Milwaukee territory. This is a real opportunity for this side. Another big break. Try to just pick it up here and go with the backs. Good ball handling there, good hands, I mean to say. Breaking out into the open, starting to see some sparks from this South Buffalo side. Trying to find the edge, the winger. They're right there, 2 meters out. Good support from South Buffalo. Those fresh legs coming on, making a difference. That's Rion Filler, wearing number 16, with a good carry. Now's the prop to the line, just short is the call. This is much better from South Buffalo. Another lock taking this one on. Right to the line, a little short is Palmerton. Still driving forward is the Buffalo side.
I'm advantage outside.
Switch directions. Find the fullback. It's a step off the right foot. She's in the line, just needs to touch it down, and she does. It's Gabriela Dispenza for her second try, and the comeback for South Buffalo continues.
I didn't realize it. I thought that she had 2 black eyes, but I think that she's got some war paint on. And I mean, for good reason. Dispenza really has been the true warrior for this Buffalo side. I mean, the speed that she has, the physicality. But one of the things that is probably my favorite about her is she's fearless. She's not afraid to take it to the line. She's not afraid to stick it to anybody. She comes across, sees that she's got a little bit of a mismatch there against the prop, and then just does a nice little cut back inside. I mean, Scylla's there, but it just doesn't mean anything for Dispenza. Another 5 for her, but I think that's 10 points to the name.
It is 10 points to the name. Only 22 years of age out of Buffalo, New York. Getting it done for her side. She'll be proud of her effort today, but just needs a bit more from her side. They're having to really, it's taken them, minutes to score, where Scylla is just doing it effortlessly. It's just a tough one to try to combat. That one's got some stink on it, but not quite the accuracy it needs. So those points, really would like those conversions to go through in this match where they've got to get some more points.
I think something that I didn't think would work earlier in the game is the offload, but I do think that that might be something that South Buffalo can really start to utilize now. I mean, even taking a look here, right, there are a lot of opportunities for the offload, and I think that's what kind of happened in the middle when we got that long line break, was off of an offload opportunity. They do connect really well when they're running into those small spaces. So like you said, Wendy, hopefully everybody buys into that, because the offload game is working for them.
Yeah, it really is, and they've now cut that scoreline to just 19 points. It was larger than that, and they've got penalty advantage now. So South Buffalo starting to see something. Here she is again. It's Dispenza. Is she looking for her hat trick? Look at her in full stride with that leg sleeve. She's brought down, and just loses it forward a bit. Oh man, now the scrum advantage for Milwaukee. That one was going to be on the tri-light heel for sure.
Ooh, that was a lot going on in all that play there. I mean, started off with the brilliant line break from Dispenza, and then what an effort that came in from the number 14. That was Benjamin, and that, I mean, like a hawk out of the sky, was just able to bring her down there. I don't think that Dispenza was expecting it either. She didn't keep the ball in hand. We see here, right, they're starting to stick it to the line a little bit more. Dispenza does what she just did, scoring, breaks through the line, and I mean, really has nothing but green grass. She beats Hensel, but then I don't think that she expected for Benjamin to come in from the left-hand side. She's not expecting it, so she knocks the ball on.
Now Milwaukee looking to clear. Fresh legs on in Sierra Prasad, 20 years of age, out of Ontario, Canada.
Tackle release, please. Thank you. Stay here.
Picks that ball up beautifully for South Buffalo, and they are on the attack again. The hunt for this Buffalo side. I mean, they are relentless. We have to give them where they're at, their tenacity in this game, where they could have just shut it down and said, all right, let's give it to Scylla. They have not done that in the slightest. They've got penalty advantage again. Momentum seeming to be on their side. Across that 22-meter line. 15 meters out from that try line. Hunting for another one is Jordan Wild. Getting it out to the backs. Siciliano's just been wonderful, kind of a quiet player, you might say. Getting it done when it's been needed from her side. Inside the 5-meter line, South Buffalo. This is where they're really dangerous. There's Siciliano again, driving to the line. Has she gotten it around? She has. That's back-to-back tries for South Buffalo, and they are on fire, and they need to be.
Oh, she ain't quiet now, Siciliano. Look at her waving it around, because she knew that that's what it meant for the team now. 27-41, and I think that this is the closest that we've seen Buffalo get to Scylla's scoreline since the beginning of the match, when they scored 26 points in the first 20 minutes there. And again, finally, we're starting to see South Buffalo work to their strengths, work it, but the problem is it going to be enough to get them through, right? Scylla still has the capability to score. We know that they love to score, especially right after they see South Buffalo get 5 on the board. So, I mean, they're tipping away, but the real question right now, is it going to be enough? I think that Scylla right now, hopefully, they're getting a little bit of fire whipped up underneath them.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be. Another tough conversion for the scrum half, Pitliengus, the captain also of this South Buffalo side. That one, flags stay down again. All these missed conversion opportunities will start to stack up. I have to take another look, Darian.
And I will say something about Scylla's defense, though, is that anytime that the South Buffalo side has scored, it's been in the corner. These conversions are really, really tough. And truth be told, it might have been an extra 8 to 10 points for Buffalo if they were able to get those conversions, but they're making them score it only in the corner. Very few have been scored in the middle, and that's because of how locked down the interior defense is for Scylla, right? They're not getting a lot of line breaks in the middle. They're getting out on the outskirts. And so now Scylla, they find themselves in quite the predicament here. They're going to have to learn to connect on defense and then really work to get those handling errors and keep possession away. With a kick like that, I mean, South Buffalo get another chance.
They do, and now we're just 14 points, so 2 converted tries, the difference in this one. And I mean, Darian, I didn't think we'd be sitting here. So this just again shows how tough this Buffalo side is and their resilience in this match. They do have time on their side. We've got 19 minutes to go. There's tons of time now.
Crouch.
It starts with this scrum. South Buffalo can capitalize on their mistake. That kick, that restart, not going 10 meters.
Backwards.
Bounce pass, play it, as Julie McCoy used to always say. And there goes Dispenza again, breaking through the line. Look at her, just that braids flowing behind her. And again, it's Benjamin with the tackle. She gets the offload, but forward, the call.
I'm not even playing on South Buffalo, and I'm frustrated about that call. Only because that moment from Dispenza was so pretty, and she did so much work there. It's just that it's not like completing for her. Dispenza gets that beautiful run around, gets it, gets the arms free, and then looks for the offload there. And it's just, I mean, it's just debatable, right? We could talk about it all day. It's just unfortunate for South Buffalo because they need points.
Scylla will take over, back up in their own 22. South Buffalo needs to just try to hold them here and get a steal if they can. There's some hands on, and there's the steal from South Buffalo. The poach heard round the world, and now they're inside their 22. 14 points, the difference for this green, strong side that we've seen from South Buffalo. They could have just phoned it in at the half, and they have not done that at all. Aaron Risto is going to be so excited for this South Buffalo time, but that choice, questionable.
Why? Why?
I was kind, and you were directed to the point, Darian.
I want South Buffalo to come back, and they have. They've done really well to do it, but I mean, to kick the ball away that way, and truth be told, there was a skosh of space behind. I'll give it that.
Sure.
But to do a chip kick with a lot of oomph on it like that, I mean, there's just no need. They had the momentum. Forwards were there foaming at the mouth for the ball. I mean, you were nicer about it, but out of the duo, I wouldn't be considered the nice one.
Darian's a B word.
Yep, you heard it here first, everybody. Everybody else has also heard that too.
So Scylla has the scrum and an opportunity to try to just shut this one down a bit more as this clock goes on and on. But it's been just a wonderful effort from the South Buffalo side. Milwaukee, our score at halftime, 31-12, and we're going to roll through some of these scores. So Milwaukee 31-12 at the half. So Buffalo has really come out in the second half and put some points on the board and contained this really difficult Scylla side. And, we haven't seen them really take advantage of the wind by any means, the South Buffalo side, but they've managed to contain Milwaukee. And Darian, that's a feat in itself.
Yeah, especially based off of how they started versus where they're at now. I mean, this is a totally different side than what we saw in the first 20 minutes, right? It looked like they were waiting for Scylla to come to them rather than meeting him at the line and then really wanting to have a conversation here. They let Scylla talk for way too long, which got them multiple points on the board. And now it's just going to be a feat of how do we keep one foot in front of the other to get to where we want to go. They've done a good job of it, but the decision making right now in these last 20 minutes for me is what's really going to be the determining factor. If Buffalo can make the right decisions at the right time, get it into players' hands like Dispenza, then I think that they do have a fighting chance. But if they make those errors and they don't pay attention to Scylla's attack, I think that, Scylla could probably take this one and run away with it in the last 20.
Yeah, we are going to crown that women's D2 champion soon. We apologize. We're just having some technical difficulties on the field, so apologize that you're just seeing replays. We'll try to get you the game back as quickly as we can, but this one's just been a back and forth affair, and like we said, Milwaukee really putting together in that first half, and this was one of those examples of just smart rugby IQ, knowing that winger is always going to trail and just come off the hip of the other winger and be able to get that one in, and that's a nice try by Aaron Gavievski for this Milwaukee Scylla side. But it all started with that fullback. It's definitely been a battle of the fullbacks this weekend with Kyla Hensel, the vice captain, getting this attack going, but keeping that one alive. Look at that offload. That's just a massive skill there.
I don't think anybody thought that she was going to be able to get that offload because about 3 South Buffalo players were there to corral her out the club. And I mean, somehow I think that Scylla has just continuously managed to make something work out of nothing. And I mean, South Buffalo have really given them a lot of pretty pictures to be able to run through. But I do love the tenacity of the South Buffalo side. And you've got to give a shout out to the forwards here. They've had to build a lot of reliance on the pack just because they do things like this and they do them well where they can get it over the line when they need to. The backs right now, they need to kind of build off of the forward momentum a little bit and really buy into the go forward that the forwards are generating. But I mean, Scylla, we can't say it enough about the work rate between the forwards. Gordon right now had herself a ball game and a half with her work rate, just being able to pop back up and receive these passes. I mean, they just really are showing out here. And who doesn't love a forward dominated game? Who doesn't? Nobody.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's power and it's everything you want, and that's another try by Shannon Dentisi, the captain. She's got 2 on the score sheets. We've got players scoring multiple tries on both sides. Claire Tomaszek, multiple tries, 2 and multiple conversions. We're on the other side. We've got Gabriela Dispenza. You're going to see her here. She's got 2 tries on her score sheet as well. But nobody else on the South Buffalo side is able to get multiple tries. They are spreading it around, which you love to see. But it's where we've just got to get these playmakers across the board and see what they can do with this score line. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We do seem to have lost some of our cameras that are on site. So your guess is as best as ours right now, but we will try to get you the information when we can on this match. It does sound like maybe those cameras are coming up. We appreciate your patience watching this one on the Midwest Rugby Union YouTube. We are getting towards the end of our day with all these matches.
Everybody, exactly. Send your thoughts to the Midwest so that hopefully we can get the camera ops up and going.
Yeah.
Yay!
And we're back, and it looks like we're just having an injury, so maybe we didn't miss too much of the rugby. This one, hate to see that. The scrum half, she has had a great game. Pitley Angus, the captain, she did score a really pivotal try. See, if I just pounce on the ankle enough, maybe it'll come back, but frustration.
She's really trying to
her.
hit that. I know she's really trying to hit that gas pedal. And like you said, Wendy, for good reason. She's really been, that connective tissue that they've needed throughout this. It's going to be a really heavy ask for the replacement to come on in and bring the energy that I think that she did. So hopefully she's okay.
Definitely. So we're getting back to the action.
Set.
South Buffalo still trying to get back in this one. They've had just such an absolute stellar second half. Again, our halftime score was 31-12. Scylla well in front, so they've scored 10 points where Buffalo's had to put a couple of more in than that. Still 2 scores behind, 2 full converted scores. And we do want to just confirm that there was no scores while we did have those technical difficulties. So this score is right. Penalty advantage to South Buffalo. And another penalty there. That's a big whistle. Are we going to have any follow-up to it? No, it doesn't look like it. But there's a double try scorer herself. She's getting on the board. Siciliano, she's only scored once, so that is her second. But this woman has been stepping up for this South Buffalo side. And now conversions have been really tough to come by, and that's another one on the outside. But Buffalo in this one.
I really hope that we can see the replay from the time that she took the quick tap, because it was like the Pink Panther just trying to like sneakily get over there in front of the referee to get the tap here. We see the penalty committed, right? The not rolling away, referee not happen. And then just the sneaky like, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to run right in front of the whole defense here. She knows that nobody's back and ready to go, and then just gets over for another 5. And South Buffalo, I mean, you can see what it means to everybody. She really has been one of those unspoken heroes. Dispenza has been at the forefront, but I mean, within the centers, Siciliano, really, you've got to cast your vote whenever it comes to the workhorses of the South Buffalo side, and for good reason. I almost feel like at this point, like the Pink Panther songs, and then just knowing that they're not back. She even sees that everybody's looking the wrong way, and then from there just takes full advantage.
Yeah, really smart there. Just heads up play. That conversion though, attempt not there. So 41-32. They've just been chopping away at the score. 9 points, so it's still a 2-score game. You can get it several ways, but probably gonna have to be 2 tries at the very least, because they've only made 1 or 2 conversions. Every score, as Darian noted earlier in the broadcast, has just been pushed out to the side, so it's been really difficult to get those conversions. Milwaukee counter ruck though, they'd steal this one away from South Buffalo, and this is where they're really dangerous on transition ball. And Milwaukee not going to be content. They haven't scored for a while in this second half, and there it is. There she is, the danger woman. She's just been spectacular this whole game, and just look, playing with them. She knows she can get across the line. She gets her hat trick. Claire Tomaszek across the line.
Tomaszek with a slip and slide. I don't know if you saw the electric slide in her run-up, but that footwork alone, look back here, right? The line is really good. Passes are good, and they're out in front here. And then Tomaszek, I want everybody to watch this slide of the footwork. Just a slice to the left and then shifting the ball to the right. The other thing that I love is that she does still ask Dispenza to make a decision, because she's still got the ball in 2 hands. She knows that she's got options, but it makes it so that it takes the pressure a little bit off of her and onto the supporting players. And that's honestly what I think Scylla needed, only because we've got less than 10 minutes to go. And South Buffalo, they were banging at that door at one point.
Yeah, they needed to quiet down this South Buffalo comeback, and this may have done that. We'll have to see. Of course, there's still some time on the clock, but this will make it 3 scores, which with the time on the clock, this is really difficult for this South Buffalo side. Not impossible. We've seen wilder things, but now I think the comeback might have been squashed.
Yeah, and all because of this play alone. I mean, she really has shown up whenever the team has needed her. We talked about the unspoken heroes, but I mean, heroism at its finest here was through Tomaszek, really just having the brilliance to know when to put herself in the right spot at the right time, and then just her ability to finish the way that she does really has been so seamless, and it has been so much needed for this Scylla attack.
Our score now 46-32 with just under 7 minutes to go. So we've got a half of a sevens game left for you. Too many people on the field for that. But Milwaukee look to have the momentum shift back in their favor as they get ready for another attack. South Buffalo in there for that poach attempt. Not legally though, side entry. Interesting call, but Milwaukee gonna go again, and there she is, the scrum half this time. She's also had a hand in some of this match, really getting it going and looking for the offloads, but just goes all the way. She's got the distance, a long range try for Claire Engman. And Milwaukee, that one definitely is gonna close the door.
Engman, I mean, we haven't really heard her name much, only because I think that she's played such a role in that. It was unfortunate there. I thought that the poach was fair, but again, referee asked for the play on here. Ingman constantly has put herself in the right position off of the back of the rucks here. But when she looks up and she sees that massive gaping hole in the South Buffalo defense here, she's got no choice but to go ahead and take it herself. She is looking for the options, but it looked like Rugby really wanted her to finish that off there. And I mean, Wendy, that might be the hair that broke the camel's back. This might be the end of it for South Buffalo.
30.
Yeah, I think this one now, the difference in the scoreline is going to be too much, but man, this could be one where South Buffalo, the comeback was on. They really had done everything right, and then just that kind of the flip of the coin on that penalty could be the difference in this one. Conversion going to be just a bit short. You can see our sun is going down behind the beautiful backdrop at the Chicago Blaze facility, and Milwaukee look to be on their way with a high-scoring match, 51-32, just under 5 minutes to go in this match. Again, the winner of this match will go on to that Northern Super Regional, which will be in the spring. And then, of course, Nationals is the path for all of these teams, the hope for all of these teams, and that's in May. Still don't know the location of that one yet. South Buffalo, though, another chance for them. This one's for pride. See if they can get some more points on the board.
Hey, tackle release!
Dispenza going to pull this one right.
Advantage.
Just nothing there coming for South Buffalo. They've definitely stuck in this one. They've been a thorn in Milwaukee's side, Darian. Milwaukee looking like they're going to head on to the championship.
It's looking pretty promising here. Referee looks like he might be taking a little bit of time. I think that might be the 8-man for South Buffalo who's down and out. But that all started from an error off of Ingman, the scrum half. Maybe she should call the scrum half connection and make sure that she knows how to connect between the ruck and the forwards. I don't know. Maybe you know something about that, Wendy, the scrum half connection.
I did, I've made some connections in my life.
She's kind of a big deal if anybody's listening, okay? Just so that you all know.
I think we are going to hit 18 years for YSC Rugby next in 2026, which is just wild. Like, I have a child that can move out of my house, you know?
That's where we party. That's where we party.
Milwaukee back at it. Nice. Benjamin's had a really good defensive game and now starting to show some attack skills as well. Getting that one off to our hat trick, Tomaszek, and back to Benjamin. Look at her face like, oh, I got it back. But into touch.
That interplay, though, between Tomaszek and Benjamin was
nice,
impressive. Looks like they might have gotten called for...
Hopefully she's all right. She's just right on that sideline. Big hit sounded like from the crowd. Here comes the trainer. Definitely a shout out to the medical staff working hard all day today.
Oh yeah, always. Oh.
This one just been a big match. 51-32 our score, and of course we've still got a few minutes left on the clock. 83 points scored in this match, and looks like Benjamin's up, just a bump on the head. Of course, our head injury, really, really important in rugby. We want to take care of our players, so if there's any doubt, we definitely sit them out. No reason to play on in that situation.
She was scratching her head like, did I actually get the ball 2 or 3 times off of that passage of play? That was so impressive.
Looks like Milwaukee's emptied the bench, seeing lots of new numbers on for this side. South Buffalo, benefactor of a penalty. Dangerous tackle, the call. Nice little clearing kick, and so we'll see a line out from Buffalo. Definitely seen improvement from the South Buffalo side.
fine, play that.
A knock on at that lineout. Can't quite bring it down, the jumper. So Milwaukee will take over. Seeing all those replacements get some time. That's McKenna Misfelt wearing number 16, her first touch of this match. And now Claire just unhinged, getting out into the open again. One to beat, and it's Dispenza. She does her job though. Offload comes. Now there's some more fresh legs on. That's Maisie Clausen. Deep into South Buffalo territory though. Not done with this match is Milwaukee. Misfelt with another carry. Mispass over the top and lands into Claire's hands again, and she'll go in for a fourth try.
That was really pretty, especially 8-man to 8-man. That was impressive of a skip pass. I think that came from Dentissi. We've talked about her throughout this whole entire matchup, and for good reason there. Really has been super connective, and the fact that she puts herself in that first distributor role, it'll come after this pod takes it up, right? Dentissi gets up, works hard to get back, and then just throws it right over the head and then gets it into the hands of a dangerous player like Tomaszek. I mean, that, we talked about it. Was that the nail in the coffin? Was that it? But I mean, that's quite the statement to be able to really slide that one over and get the final 5.
Conversion attempt to come. Little baby in the snowsuit, super cute back there.
We love that.
And that's a valiant effort there. Not going to get over the crossbar. Looks like we've still got some time to go in this match. 56 to 32. About 30 seconds to go, but of course the referee in the center has the official time.
30 seconds.
Matthew Quay, the head coach of Scylla, got to be really happy with this Milwaukee performance.
Yeah, I mean, with only 30 seconds left in the match at this point, it's like, who's got time today? You got to empty out the tank and really dish it to somebody, and you've got to wonder, I mean, if Scylla gets the ball, what they'll do with it, which is knock it on off of the kickoff, unfortunately. But then now we get South Buffalo. They get this final opportunity right outside of the 22. They're not going to get that ticket to the championships, but they are going to be able to kind of show their heart and show their grit and band together for this last bit of play.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got all the substitutes on as well. Just letting everybody get some time.
Crouch!
We, of course, are just coming off the 2025 Rugby World Cup where England, the Red Roses, absolutely dominated. But we saw a good performance out of Canada and New Zealand and France, those top countries crushing it. And we're going to see a lot of international play in 2026. We'll have the Pacific 4 Series and the WXV primarily, and then of course we'll be working towards that 2029 Rugby World Cup as well. So a lot for these players to aspire to. South Buffalo again, that's a big tear of a run by Siciliano. Double try scorer performance from her. Now the hooker, Jordan Wild. She's put in a massive shift, still on the pitch in that front row. Another penalty from Milwaukee. South Buffalo will go quick. No, you take it, I'll take it. Here's the 8. Not through the mark. Give it to him, sir.
Well, somebody's got to tap it. It didn't leave her hands either. He actually let her get out of jail free on that one.
Neither there nor stop it, Darian. That's just semantics.
Just let it go. Golly.
Siciliano will take it to the line and just power over for her third try, her chat trick of the match. Just an individual effort. We were giving out player of the match. It would go to her and over to Tomaszek as well.
Well, I mean, both of those centers, and you can just see what it means there, right? I mean, the frustration, and these players, they really come out, they give up their time, they give up their energy. Some of them give up their families, their jobs to be able to make rugby work. And because we love it so much there, somebody who definitely loved this game was Siciliano, was everywhere, really trying her best on a continual basis. And you can just see how disappointing it is when you put forth everything that you have and it just, you fall short on it. South Buffalo, I mean, they've had quite the campaign over their season. They've done really well, but look, you've got to talk about Milwaukee, their speed, their intelligence, and their connectivity alone with the physicality. I mean, it was going to be a heavy ask from South Buffalo regardless.
And there's that full-time whistle, and Milwaukee have done it in fantastic performance from them today. It's just been everything. Scoring over 50 points, and this one is just massive. South Buffalo, though, they can hold their heads high. Only their second loss in the season, but all the accolades go to Milwaukee. Just a stellar performance from Claire Tomaszek. 4 tries from her and 2 from Shannon Dentisi, the captain. This Milwaukee side showing why they've had such a great season, undefeated.
Yeah, the fact that they can even like jump around and celebrate means that they still definitely have some more in the tank and that they're going to be ready to play against anybody. I think that their superpowers, they really just had a lot of superheroes on their team and difference makers that really just couldn't give South Buffalo a break. It really all started here with Benjamin. She was our first try scorer of the match there. And then it felt like it was all Scylla all day, right? They just kept the power on, kept the pressure on, kept on mounting the speed, bringing together the phases. They had more than enough tools to choose from any time that they were in any situations. You've got chip kicks, you've got offloads, you've got just the ball security alone that they were able to maintain possession through stringing together the phases. And that really made a difference. Everybody across the board was extremely fearless, was not afraid to bring it over the line or to take it to the defensive line. And South Buffalo, it might have been a different story had they started out strong in the first 20 minutes, but they didn't. And that was the problem. The amount of points that was able to get racked up in those first 20 minutes for Scylla really made it so that South Buffalo, no matter what they did, it really didn't look good from them from the jump. And that peanut butter and jelly of the match, we did see some difference makers. You got to talk about Dispenza, but Dispenza, I mean, even her efforts along with Siciliano just weren't enough to be able to contend with the dynamite that Scylla had in the tank.
Yeah, and we'll see. We're just going to keep the tries coming, right? We're still in Scylla's first half tries, and we will see that comeback from South Buffalo, that attempt they had. And, you know, it was fantastic work, and Buffalo, I think, can really be proud of their season. But, of course, we all want the W. We all want the hardware. We want it on our shelf. But Milwaukee taking this one home and just did it in, you know, just top ship shape from them. Just really nice, but can't say enough about Dispenza. Just had a great game. And that emotion, I just keep thinking back here from Siciliano that we saw, just really strong from her. And you just know you've done everything you can. And like you said, Darian, I think if they would have come out 20 minutes, that first 20 minutes coming out firing would have been a different side. We would have seen maybe a different outcome, but doesn't slight Milwaukee Scylla at all in the end. But you've been watching Next Level Rugby on the Midwestern Rugby Union YouTube. We appreciate you tuning in. Milwaukee Scylla takes home the Women's D2 Championship, and they move on to the Northern Super Regionals in the spring. Thank you for watching.